So today I'm going to test out some new sketchbooks with different types of papers. I'm going to be using colored pencil, watercolor, marker, just some different materials to test out the different attributes of the papers. So I got this box of sample sketchbooks, 5 different types from B Paper as part of their ambassador program. But today I specifically want to look at this Be Creative line because I've never tried these books before. And so I was sent a marker one, a watercolor one, and a colored pencil book. So just a little bit about the books themselves. Each book has a debossed title that shows the paper type, which makes it pretty easy to identify the books. All the books are like this, they all have the debossing on the front. And the paper is spiral bound, and the book is bound with these 2 really thick book boards that sandwich the paper together. And the thick book board's pretty nice because then it's not going to bend if you're traveling or putting it in your backpack. And I think it also makes it pretty easy to stick on a bookshelf. I'm going to start with the colored pencil book. I've never actually tried a dedicated colored pencil paper before. The paper attributes on this one are 90-pound weight paper, a vellum surface, which means there's a lot of tooth to the paper, and then it has a natural white color, but I wouldn't say it's cream, it's just kind of more like an off-white. Here's a quick test with just a couple of colored pencils. Immediately I noticed that the paper has a lot of tooth showing through, which I guess is a pro or con depending on if you like seeing that in colored pencil artwork. It does grip the pigment pretty well. At 90 pounds, the paper is definitely heavy enough to endure multiple layers of pencil and that heavy hand that you need a lot of times for colored pencil artwork. And then this seems especially cool if you like to use a blender pencil, because I know that those require a lot of pressure. Now we'll peek inside the book to check out a little sketch I did. All the books feature a vellum sheet to protect the first drawing from being smudged, which is a pretty nice little touch. I did this quick sketch of a turtle using multiple colors and then a blender pencil as well. So the more that you layer on the paper, the smoother the colored pencil gets and that texture will go away. If you do like the texture, it's definitely very prominent with just single or a couple of layers on there. Alright, next is the marker book. The paper is much heavier in this book, it's 110 pounds. It's got an ultra smooth surface, and then the color of the paper is bright white. So I drew a shape on here with a waterproof pen, and then I got a couple of Copic markers to test out the blending, the layering, and the vibrancy. The bright white definitely makes the markers look pretty good, and that smooth texture made it pretty easy to blend, which is important especially with markers and Copic marker where you have to do lots and lots of layers to smooth things out. And best part of all is I was able to do quite a few layers with no bleeding on the other side. Now we'll pop open the marker book to check out the sketch inside of it. Another nice feature in all the books is each one has perforated pages, which makes it pretty easy to tear out finished artwork. Here's a little sketch of a rooster head that includes Copic pen, Copic marker, and then even some white gel pen highlights. The blending on the paper gave me some really nice moments of hard and soft edges, and the color is vibrant, which is great, and then there's enough weight on the paper that you can even do a little bit of mixed media highlighting. The last one is the watercolor book, which has paper that's 140 pounds, a cold pressed surface, and a natural white color, kind of similar to the colored pencil book. The watercolor takes to the paper very well, which it's notable that the paper is European milled. This means that they mill the paper in smaller batches at lower speeds, so it gives the paper some added strength, which is also why I think I noticed there's very little buckling, even with a lot of water on the paper. And I also like that the texture of the cold press is fine enough that you can still see and show some sharp detail with the brush and the paint. We'll take a peek inside the watercolor sketchbook. I did a quick painting of a pig head. I like that with the watercolor paper being so soft and kind of fine, that a lot of the detail strokes and the really thin lines show up with the paint. And then overall just the granulation and the blending of the watercolor is very smooth. So all 3 books were pretty cool, but I want to pick a favorite for being really unique overall. And that pick is going to be the marker sketchbook. I think the marker sketchbook stands out because the paper is way heavier than a lot of the other pads I've seen. Most of those have 20 to 50 pound weight paper. I really like the smooth texture of the paper. It seems like it'd be awesome even if you're just doing a standalone micron or ink drawing, and I was very pleased that there was no bleed through on the backside of the page after all the layers of Copic marker that I put on there. So, thank you Be Paper for sending me these sketchbook samples. I especially enjoyed these Be Creative books. If you want to see more of my illustration work, you can check out my Instagram at TenoRioArt. And I look forward to any questions or comments you can leave below on the video, and thanks for watching.